Listen, we got breaking news right now, ladies and gentlemen, involving Lamelo Ball, MB1. You won't believe who pulled up to the game today. Michael Jordan, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. We all know, the six-time champion. It's unbelievable what just took place. He was just very visible today on the Charlotte Hornets bench. I think it was very laughable, in my humble opinion. It's unfortunate, and I'm gonna get into it. Why would Michael Jordan pick today of all days, to join to be visible? This is like the first visible moment we've seen of Michael Jordan. Obviously, it was no Lamelo Ball that's striking. We need to get into that. Why was he not next to Melo? Why he don't sit next to Melo? There is no limit. He's not in the building. He's recovering from surgery, you know, and Michael Jordan decided to show up, to support his Hornets, it's just been a disastrous season. They're spiraling horribly. They faced the Orlando Magic today and took a loss. 117 to 106. When they had LaMelo prior, they were streaking. It's surprising that Jordan didn't choose that time to show up. It was so many junctions of this season to show up, but Michael decided today. What strikes me, why Michael Jordan may have been there, is actually a guy by the name of Paolo Banchero from the Orlando Magic. I believe he signed the Jordan brand. Dare I say, did he go there to see Mr. Paolo? Who knows what, that was very crazy, and Jordan, when he show up, he show up. He was, the last time I seen Jordan on the bench, I think he was slapping, Malik Monk around. It is what it is. At the end of the day, Malik Monk didn't stick around. This guy, Michael Jordan, was visibly sitting next to the JT Thors of the world, not too far from Nick Richards. Lord knows, the conversations that may have been had. Nobody really knows, the involvement of Michael Jordan. We don't see him standing next to Lamelo Ball. And that's unfortunate because you have a dynamic young guard, in Melo. And for him to not stand next to him is unfortunate. Now, they could say this, that there is some visible distance when we discussing those two entities. Clearly they are not, side by side with one another, and is something clearly off here, involving the Charlotte Hornets, the whole regime, and how everything is set up, man. Michael Jordan chose, a crazy time. I know this is going to send shockwaves throughout the whole Triple Bs and the whole situation of what's happening. This got to be surprising, that he would choose tonight to show up, man. Michael Jordan, man, he's better than this. It's unfortunate. The Hornets have not had a guy like LaMelo Ball since the inception. This is a true situation for Charlotte to take the next step, and obviously they're looking at a top pick. Who knows? Maybe they can get Wembanyama. Obviously I want to see if he could. Michael Jordan, we're gonna get into that a little bit later, but it'd be nice if Michael could use some of his influence, to get a top pick. We all know when it was time for Magic to get his guy in LA, he got his, but we'll get to that later in another situation. But listen, it's crazy what's going on. I know that. I want to know everybody's thoughts. Let's get in the comment section and let's definitely politic this. Next is to be honest with you, this season is over. It's been over for Charlotte. Since the injuries and Bridges situation, I think that would have been a nice time for Michael to come out and be a little bit more visible, a little bit more vocal, but he did not. It was so many times where he could. I didn't hear much from Kupchak this season. I'm just trying to figure out. I would love to know, why did he choose the night? We haven't seen Michael in the skyboxes or anything. Like I said, Michael was visible. Even last season, you've seen more Michael than this season. You didn't see Michael Jordan at all. He's not on the podiums. He's not. He just went completely just 0 dark 30 out here. We haven't heard nothing from the Charlotte Hornets organization of what's the plan here. They've pretty much been out and left Steve Clifford and LaMelo Ball just to let him have it. have it in terms of the media and all of the hits and the darts and everything. Give major credit to Steve Clifford because he's just doing what these guys have assembled. They haven't gave him the roster yet. He pretty much took over what they had. They haven't retooled the roster to his liking, to what he can do, to his strengths. He's just got to make do with the pieces that has been given to him. And he's got a bright young star in Lamelo Ball. It'd be nice to see if Michael Jordan was, I don't know I would like to know what's holding all of this up. Is Michael Jordan afraid to crown Lamelo Ball? Do he feel like if he stands next to Melo, because Melo's already a rock star, so does he feel like if he stands too close, you just making him even bigger and bigger and bigger and creating a much bigger situation that could require Michael Jordan to come out the pockets a little bit more? Because I think the more and more the Charlotte Hornets view Melo as a true number one, which he already has proven that, but it seems like something's going on within the organization. Maybe they don't see what we see, clearly. They haven't done anything or have shown that they're going to do anything involving trying to improve the roster. It seems like they're just going through the draft. And what are they going to do with PJ? What are they going to do with this top pick? If they get the top pick, is PJ a goner? What's up with Miles? We don't even know what the roster going to look like next year. I do believe they just need a good reset, and I think they'll be a competitive team, but they can't just roll back in the next season with this roster. Because already they just treading water, but they're going to need some improvements. They're going to have to make a move, or make a key addition some way, somehow. Bridges obviously is on the table. There's a lot on the table, but things have to get done. And Michael Jordan needs to use more of his visibility in those manners. To sit there on the game at the end of the season where you should have been there. It was unfortunate. And we're watching Hornets games all day, all night. This is Michael Jordan. This may have been the first time we've seen Michael Jordan all year. And he looked so distraught. He didn't look too happy to even be in the building. It looked like it was a waste of time. It's like he was trying to fall asleep or something like that. I guess he's trying to show, man, this ain't good basketball. Who knows how much pressure, he put on, the Charlotte Hornets tonight, because they got a young roster. Obviously, some of the veterans won't be, caught up in any of that, but you do have the younger guys like, obviously, the Kai Joneses of the world, the JT Thors. JT Thor tonight had 2 points. Mark Williams had 13 and 7. Obviously the vets came to play. They're not going to be shaken by Michael Jordan. Kelly Oubre tonight with 29, Terry 22, Gordon 17 and 7. So they was pretty formidable. But the young guys struggled, as you can see. And obviously Orlando, they got some young dynamos. Paolo tonight, Mr. Jordan Brand, put up a 31-piece wing on them. It's Flight Sports TV. You do the math, you connect the dots. Michael Jordan, you wrong for this one. Let's politic this. Man, you need to be sitting next to Lamelo Ball a lot more, man. This is unfortunate, and there's no excuse for this. It's Flight Sports TV.